Hi, Cancers, and welcome back. Let's just get right into your reading for today. Cancers, what messages do we have for you today? We have the Ten of Wands. Okay, Cancers, what I'm seeing here is that you may have went through a situation where you had to separate yourself. It was something that became burdensome. For some of you, I'm getting that this could have perhaps been a career opportunity with the Page of Pentacles coming in. It seemed like it was pretty new, but it seemed as though when you got into that environment, people may have had some preconceived notions about you. So, what I'm hearing is that perhaps maybe this was a job opportunity where someone assisted you in getting to that place. Um, they may have made a recommendation, is what I'm hearing, or they would have put word out that you were um, looking for um, a job opportunity, right? But once you would have began the process of, let's just say, I'm getting through like the hiring process where you go on interviews and what have you, it was almost as though the people in that establishment may have had a preconceived notion about you. So for some of you, I get the sense that you may come from a small town where a lot of the people in that town is like they know one another. Like it's not that many people, and so it's almost like this small pond effect, right? Um, and so even as simple as the interview process, you may have felt this energy from the panel that, something was a bit off. And what was off was that what I'm sensing is that one of the persons on that panel, maybe one or two of them, may, okay, how could I explain this? So they may have known someone that you were dealing with or had a relationship with, and that relationship is no more, right? So it's almost like they were the person after you, right? Take it how it resonates. This reading isn't going to be for everyone, but even just that process of trying to get into that establishment, I'm sensing that you were already faced with like this energy where you had to fight and claw. But what I'm sensing here, Cancers, is that that was something that you sat down and you really contemplated whether that was how you wanted to begin um this new job, because it seemed very hectic. And I'm sensing that for you, if it started off like kind of rocky and hectic and problematic, you thought about, okay, how could this be problematic down the line, right? It's like not getting off on a good foot right away, right? But what I'm seeing here is that maybe this was something that you declined, because you're now being very selective of where you place yourself and where you use your energy, and who will have access to that energy, right? But even with the Page of Pentacles energy, even though that situation may have not worked out for you, there is a new opportunity, a new job opportunity, because I'm getting that this is in relation, sorry, to a career. A new career is going to be coming in for you. You will receive a call or maybe even an email within the next up and coming days or weeks. So, if that's something that you are trying to do, I would just advise that you keep your your phone nearby, have it on ring if it's something that you're actively looking for, right? Because you don't want to miss this new opportunity that is coming in. I'm feeling that this next opportunity is going to be more in alignment with what you want to do, right? But with all of these wants here, I'm already sensing like there's workplace jealousy. Like I said, maybe some of you are from a small town, and so word gets around quickly. And people already have, it's so strange because I'm sensing that people already have this bone to pick with you, but they don't know you, right? And so kudos to you for appreciating your value in this situation, because it doesn't make sense putting yourself in an environment where you are tolerated, is what I'm hearing. You want to be somewhere where you're celebrated, okay? Look at that. Page of Wands. Yeah. These people, or these individuals in this particular establishment, they wanted to give you very strict deadlines. It seemed very unfair. So let's just say, for instance, they would have called or reached out to you yesterday with a mind of having an interview with you that same evening. It didn't really give you an opportunity to really prepare yourself, prepare your necessary documents to carry with you. And so I'm feeling like you, or what I'm hearing rather, is that you made the best decision in declining this offer. Um, Understanding self worth, you have been on that path. And look at that, we have the Death card. So I get the sense, Cancer, that you're no longer settling for just the bare minimum, just settling for things to say that you have it. You would much rather be somewhere where you feel comfortable, where you feel appreciated, where you feel celebrated, as opposed to just taking something because you may be caught in some sort of bind or whatever, right? Bills have to pay, school fees need to pay, whatever have you. But the that whole process put an end to just accepting any and everything, right? You seem to be more in a better position to negotiate exactly what it is that you want for yourself. And maybe even some of you would have went on this interview, and it's just the terms that they were offering, they weren't something that you saw to be beneficial in the long run, right? So, but yeah, I'm just sensing like this energy of not allowing people to dictate your time, because time is precious, right? You can't get time back. Money can always be made, but time, time is something that it doesn't come back. You know what I mean? So with the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, um, I get the sense that even with that, perhaps maybe in the past, it would have been something that you would have stressed about or feel uncertain about. I'm even sensing like pressure. But in this particular instance, you didn't feel pressured to go along with something that just didn't feel right. I'm getting the sense that it wasn't a right fit or a right match for you, right? But something is coming in, something that's going to feel right to you. When you get the call, it's like you will know, right? You don't want to be anywhere where you feel uncomfortable, is really what I'm hearing, right? And so even in that situation, I get the sense that you probably heard these people out. You may have went on the interviews and see what they had to offer, but you know I'm getting the sense that this isn't your first time at this rodeo. And now that you have a clear direction of where you want to go, you are not settling for anything and anyone, and that includes a career or a job, right? So I think you're going to be rewarded, when you just remain true to yourself and what you want out of life. Look at that. Look at that. You doing nothing. You doing nothing, Kansas. It's like you are being very detailed oriented with where you place yourself, with who you want to surround yourself around, right? And so this opportunity here is one that you're attracting and is going to be more of a perfect fit for you, okay? I want to use these cards here because um, it's so strange that, you haven't even began probably to work with this individual or work at this establishment, and it's already problems. So to me, that isn't really a good sign, right? So look at that. We have the seat when I split the deck. I'm going to split it one more time. We have third party. Yeah, so that's what I said at the beginning. It seems as though someone may have had a preconceived notion about you before you came in. They may not have necessarily known you personally, but may have had conversations about you, right? And I get the sense that this individual, if it was a difficult hiring process that you experienced, that individual was just projecting on you the way that they felt about themselves, right? Maybe their process wasn't so smooth, or maybe, you know, they didn't get the interview as easily as you did, but you're qualified, you have your credentials to get this particular job, and maybe they didn't. Maybe they needed a favor, right? And so look at that. We have divine feminine. Yeah, you're not going to settle for anything and anyone, right? It's just certain ways of conducting yourself that you are more observant of. And anything that falls outside of that, for you, I'm sensing that like it's a red flag, right? So kudos to you for staying true to yourself, Cancers. Kudos. Kudos to you. Look at that. Yeah, it's like honoring the inner child within you, right? Some of you may have had like a very difficult childhood, and sometimes you would feel things within like your gut. Sometimes that's your inner child saying like, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't think we should go ahead and do this." And so by listening to, your intuition, listening to your gut is a sense of honoring the inner child within you. Because I mean, shoot, he or she has been with you since you've known yourself, right? And so the inner child within you would know when something feels right. Um, it's like the saying, children, if you want honesty, you go to a child. They will be bluntly honest with you, and that's just what it was, right? I'm going to pull one more card. This card fell. Yeah, and it may not even be the sense of with this Eight of Wands, it may not even just be one call. I get the sense that now, if you were like actively seeking employment, the calls are going to start coming in, and you can go in either which direction. It's almost like you're going to have options from which to choose from. And, with the Two of Pentacles, the decision really is going to be up to you at the end of the day in terms of which direction you would want to head in, right? So I hope this reading has been helpful for whoever it is for, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye, Cancers.